What's up, world? How are we doing? So, yesterday I was planning to go live, but as you know, this area had some crazy storms, and fortunately, no one was injured, but there were a lot of downed trees, a lot of people lost electricity, and we lost the internet. So, we're back at it today. I am so excited to be here. And today, I just want to drop some knowledge on you. When I went back to get my PhD in hypnotherapy certification and become a certified master hypnotherapist, I was blown away because the reason I did it is I really wanted to understand the mind with all my education and all my experience in the mental health world and therapy and counseling. And I understood how traumas and behaviors and habits and all those worked, but I did not understand our mind. And so that's what I want us to tap into today, because last week we talked a lot about forgiveness and regaining your personal power and how we grab that personal power back by releasing our emotional pain through forgiveness. And now I want to talk to you about your journey that you're on by aligning the beliefs to the goal of releasing all that pain. And the beauty is, we do this by giving direct messages to our subconscious mind, because what this does is this lays down the foundation. And what a lot of people don't realize is that our subconscious mind is what truly runs our life. And you've experienced this by things you do automatically, like you don't even think about it. And one thing that I like to joke with a lot of people about, especially if you're a coffee drinker, you wake up in the morning, you do whatever you need to do, and as you walk down the stairs, you just walk straight to the coffee maker, make coffee, get a cup of coffee. It's like you don't even think twice about it. It's like you don't even sometimes even recognize that's what you're doing. And the beauty is that our subconscious mind can make life easier for us. However, it can also make life very difficult for us, especially when we're using outdated information. Now, you ask, where do we get this outdated information from? Well, oftentimes we can get this because it was created as a child, right? And it may not even be something that you needed to change as of last week, but this week you may need something differently. Now, the beauty is you have the ability and the data to upgrade your subconscious mind. And it's very easy to do this. And I wish I would have known this many, many years ago, but I believe in divine timing that we learn everything exactly when we're supposed to learn it. And the beauty, even in hypnotherapy, is that when so many people's like, oh, I can't be hypnotized or I can't do hypnotherapy. But what you don't even realize is, like, when you're driving, how many of you have ever just been driving and you zone completely out, and then you pull up where you're supposed to get and you're just like, how did I even get here? Well, that's your subconscious mind working for you, right? It knows where you're going, it's paying attention, it's aware of what's happening, and it's giving you the ability to just zone out. Okay. So when that happens, you still feel in complete control. And that's what hypnotherapy does. It allows you to have complete control. All right. So, how do we actually change our subconscious mind? And so I'm going to pull up my notes so I can give us some examples, because My my love of walking and teaching just can take us in a lot of places, and this allows me to stay on time because I know you do not want a 3-hour lesson today. So, anyway, how do we do this? First of all, you need to tap in to figure out how do you want your life to look. So think about that. How do you really, really, really want your life to look? What you want to hear from others and yourself, the types of feelings you want to have. What smells do you want? What do you want to taste? Like these things are important because I have really been working on my subconscious mind with my healing of my health. I have been subconsciously changing certain things and certain taste of foods that I find that I don't need to keep indulging in, and it's like one of the things that I've done is now realize I'm allergic to gluten, I'm allergic to sugar. You know, I love some red wine. So I've been reprogramming my mind to where those things, I can't have those things. I don't want those things. I don't desire those things. So changing our mind, our subconscious mind can be very powerful. Now, when we do this, the beauty is that we're installing our subconscious mind with the beliefs, aka we can call it software, that we need to achieve the goal to eliminate anything in our life that has been painful, or how we think about it and believe about it. Okay. So there are two steps to how we upgrade our beliefs, right? Because here's the thing about beliefs is that oftentimes you think about as a child how you're taught to share. You've heard me enough times, and if you haven't, I'm going to repeat it. I don't teach my grandchildren about sharing. I teach them about including because I don't want them to give up the things that they want to give to other people to make other people happy while you're in a deficit. No, that doesn't work for me. Or how many times have you heard parents say, don't speak until spoken to? Or there's nothing wrong with you, stop crying. So you grow up still believing that. You grow up believing it's not good to cry. Or you grow up believing that unless if someone speaks to me, I shouldn't speak back. Right? I shouldn't express my thoughts or my feelings. And that's not the truth. Those beliefs no longer work for you. It might have worked for you when you were a child, but you are a grown folk now. So you are grown. You're no longer a child. So those beliefs do not work for you. Okay. So, how do we do this? Okay. How do we do this? So, I'm going to give you some examples of what old beliefs are and how we can upgrade them. So the first one is, why do I have to forgive? They're the ones that hurt me. This can be an old belief. The second belief is, if I forgive them, they will have the power to hurt me again. Or another one is, I don't deserve to forgive myself. How many of you are carrying that? Right? How many of you? Okay. So, how do we determine what new belief we want? So, when we identify the new belief that we want, what we do is we implement that in. And our new belief is pretty much the quite opposite of what the old belief was. So, for the ones that I just gave you, I'll give you an example. So, if your belief was, why do I have to forgive? They're the ones that hurt me. Then we're going to change that belief to say, I forgive so that I'll have inner peace. That sounds much better, right? Isn't that a belief that you want? I'm going to forgive so I have inner peace. Or if I forgive them, they'll have the power to hurt me again. Well, we can change that. It says forgiveness allows me to have control over my life. So if I have control over my life by forgiving, then that person doesn't have any power over me. Or when I forgive, the one who hurts me stays out of my thoughts. Now, doesn't that sound amazing? When I forgive this person that hurt me, they're no longer in my thoughts. Well, hello. Because what happens is when we're hurt, we're constantly thinking about how they hurt us. And as you've learned before, every time we think about it, it's like a fresh hurt. Our body thinks we just got hurt. So if we don't want to keep feeling that and thinking that, then guess what? Forgiveness lets that go away. And then I have complete control over my life. And the last one, I deserve to have peace, which comes from releasing my past. Now, what you may realize is that these somewhat seem like affirmations. Let me explain to you the importance of affirmations. I used to hear that term all the time. Say your affirmations. Get up in the morning. Say your affirmations. Say your affirmations. And I'll be honest, in the back of my head, I'm like, well, this is bull crap. How is it that me keep saying I am loved. I am amazing. I am worthy. I am at peace. How is that going to change what is happening in my life? But here's what I learned when I went back to get my education in the mind is that we have 80,000 thoughts a day. 80,000. 80% of them are negative. And the only way to reduce those negative thoughts is by affirmations. Because every time we say, I am, or we're speaking positive, our mind records that. And instead of it going to all of the negative and the bad things, it automatically goes to the good things. So before you know it, if you keep saying, I am worthy, I am safe, I am loved, I am beautiful, your mind believes that. Sounds pretty amazing, right? All right. So, how do we install these new beliefs into our subconscious mind? So, our subconscious mind only understands concrete information. So, if you use certain words like forgive and love, your subconscious mind needs cues from our five senses to tell it what it means, right? So, now I'm going to give you a step by step process of how to do this. Okay. Number one, we need to write down the belief that we want. For example, we'll use I forgive, so I'll have inner peace. Now, both forgive and inner peace are abstract concepts, right? Because those things mean different for every person. So, write out the two things you see in your life when forgiveness brings inner peace. What does that look like? So, this could be something like when I go to the beach, I'm going to use me. When I go to the beach, that just brings me so much inner peace. Sitting on the beach, it can't be too hot though. Let's make sure we put that in there. I am 50 and heat and me, real hot heat don't get along very well. Anyway, it's a beautiful day at the beach. The sun is shining. The water is just, oh, it just sounds so amazing. The breeze is amazing. And I just have peace. So now I'll take that visualization of how good that feels to me and I will attach forgiveness to that. Sounds amazing, right? Because then my mind is like, oh, inner peace means us sitting at the beach feeling amazing and we love that feeling. Or it could be like one of the restaurants that you absolutely love going to, but you've been avoiding it because you didn't want to see your ex there or somebody else. So if you write out the details of what it's like to go to that restaurant and what it is that you like to eat or whatever that is, or even the taste and touch, like what does it smell like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does the touch? And when you are seeing that and like you're visualizing you smiling and eating whatever it is at this restaurant, then that puts this visualization in your mind. Well, if I forgive, and this is what inner peace looks like, then that's what I want. Make sense? Okay. Second thing to do is what will you overhear people saying about you when this belief is active in your life? Like, for example, people could say, oh my God, you look amazing. You look so relaxed and happy. or look at that smile on your face. So that makes it more tangible. That makes it turn into something. Because when somebody says something to you like that, how many of you smile and say thank you? And that's what we want to do, because sometimes when people compliment us, we already try to distract from it and say, no, I look good in this old thing, or I ain't even done my hair today, or I don't even have no makeup on. Like we tried to basically tell them what they're saying is a lie, and that's not the truth. Okay. All right. The third thing, what will you say about yourself? Imagine if forgiveness equates to inner peace. And if we're at peace, then guess what we're able to do again? We're able to go out there and have fun again. Now, don't that sound freaking amazing? Right? All right. The fourth thing, what are you feeling? So, this will be an emotion which is abstract. And so, if we give concrete examples to our subconscious mind as a way to identify the emotion, then guess what? So, for example, one of my favorite emotions is being happy, right? So, how do I tap into making forgiveness and inner peace and happiness all work together in my head? How do I change that? And the first thing I'll do is I will first think about, when was the last time I felt happy? Or whatever the emotion is that you want to instill. When was the last time I felt that? Take a moment, think about that, feel it, see how much fun it was. And then ask yourself, where do you feel it in your body? Like, what do you feel when you're thinking about happiness and you're sitting there in this emotion the last time that you were happy? Where do you feel it at in your body? And if this feeling was a color, what color would that be? Or if it had a shape, what would the shape be? If it had a texture, what would it feel like? Or what does it smell like? Like walking into a bakery and smelling those amazing cupcakes, or walking into a coffee shop and smelling coffee. For me, opening up a bottle of red wine and just smelling it, it's just like, oh, okay. But what does it taste like? If happiness had a taste, what did it taste like? I think about my grandma's coconut cake. That used to make me happy. Right? So, what does it taste like? And what is the temperature? What temperature makes you happy? Because here's the thing, and this is a secret a few people know, so I'm going to tell you. Is once you get accustomed to filling out this information that I just told you, okay? And you say the belief, and while speaking it, I'm going to introduce you to EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. And this is powerful. And if you're ever interested in it, I would encourage you to definitely go look at YouTube. There's things there. I may start doing some more classes on it, like teaching people how to do it. But EFT, what it does is it like awakens our brain and our heart, and when we do that, it recognizes the new belief and it stores it in our subconscious mind. So, whenever you have something positive to say, like, I am beautiful, or forgiveness brings me inner peace, then tap your forehead 3 times and then tap your heart 3 times. So, I can say, forgiveness brings me inner peace. Forgiveness brings me inner peace. And guess what? Now my brain is awakened. My heart now recognize, oh, forgiveness brings us inner peace. And now it's stored into my subconscious mind, right? So this is how we install beliefs in our subconscious mind. Because when we install these, our mind automatically goes to that. So I'm just going to give you five that I say to myself daily. And these are the ones that I use. I achieve peace when I forgive. Forgiveness puts me in control of my life. Forgiveness releases my emotional pain. I deserve to forgive myself. And when I forgive, I have the energy to live a new life. So, those are the ones that I say on a daily basis. So, I hope this lesson has taught you a lot about how our subconscious mind works and how we can reprogram our mind to make our life easier. Because when we have those old stored beliefs that happen as a child that no longer serve us, now we're able to actually do things a little differently. Okay. I love you, beautiful souls, and I will see you tomorrow.